Hi, guys. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can I get a 5x5? How you all doing? Pete, Don, Callie, Babe, Mama Mia, Kelly, Olga, Dr. Sarah, Brad, Phyllis. Hi, how are you? Michelle, Dave, Bonnie. This is going incredibly fast. Macbeth, MacBTV, can you please DM me on Telegram? I'm trying to get in touch with you so I can get you in the chat. Burn, Fiat. There's Fiat. What's up, buddy? Callie, babe. Yes, I am doing a lot better. A lot better. Maxine. Hello, my sister. Barbara, Steven. Trap. What's up? So guys, let me get started. So first thing is first. Everything that's said here is in my opinion. It's for entertainment purposes only. No financial advice. Okay. Also, I want to talk about Caleb and Brown. If you guys have crypto and want your crypto to be protected by a firewall and have a 24-hour broker that will help you with trades and everything like that, please use the link below and sign up to Caleb and Brown. It's free and you guys will be very happy. Also, if you want a cold wallet to get your cryptos off the exchange, Tangem is one of the wallets that um, is like has the most currency cryptos on it. So there's also Arculus and Trezor, but Tangem holds the most cryptos and that's the one I'm recommending. If you want a 10% off on the Tangent wallet, you can contact Carreras via DM and you'll get a 10% off. Hi, Christina, Arlette. All right, so we're going to start with updates and then I'll do a Q&A and Chief will come on. So some of the updates we have going on is Iraq just paid their salaries for September. Also, they are releasing a currency mechanism on December 1st. Okay. So, still, in my opinion, I believe that we're going to see what we're waiting to see prior to that. So, because if they're implementing something and you want to implement something, you want to kind of prep prior to the completion, in my opinion. If you guys agree with me, you know, you could put a one down. Um, so there was a rumor that Sudani took his thing out from the prime ministership that he's no longer gonna um, wants to be a prime minister, but it was in Maliki's media. So, in my opinion, I believe that to be false. But regardless, he's in office till January. So, we're going to see, in my opinion, what we're looking for, you know, because everything is pointing to them having to do what they have to do. They're in extreme financial crisis. Um, they got to fix that. There's a lot of disinformation coming out. Dr. Shabibi always said at the end, there's going to be a lot of disinformation. It's going to make you think that nothing is happening, but in reality, it's just disinformation to prepare for what's coming. So, um, trying to think what else. Venezuela, Maduro, Mr. T made an announcement today that they're going to be attacking Venezuela. And from what I'm hearing, Maduro is the last part of the cabal that needs to be taken out prior to the currency revaluation. So that's happening tonight. Um, what happened with the National Guard a few days ago, I believe it's all like planned, in my opinion. And we're getting even a bigger event. So the event I'm talking about is going to bring people to their knees. It's going to be worse than 9/11. And from what I believe it's going to be something to do with the cells, with the illegal immigrants that are going to do something. And I believe it's going to be in New York and in California. So that's what's going to trigger it, the Epstein files, because the whole point is for you to look over there and not here while they release it. Also, I'm hearing that the dollar has dropped against the Vietnamese dong in the black market. So Vietnam is doing a lot of things. Vietnam is currently they're on Binance, so they have a huge deal with Binance. That's very big. You can't have currency like they do value and be on Binance. XRP is just everywhere. XRP is as you know going to be used for cross border payments. So is XDC. Um, a lot of the banks are using it. The Clarity Act is what's going to legislate it, and it's going to make it go to the moon. XRP, but they're already using it behind the scenes. So, and financial institutions are actually buying XRP. So it's not just regular people like me and you, it's financial institutions. So imagine how much financial institutions are going to buy, which is going to drive it. Okay. And what was I going to say? Also, there was the whole thing with the CME, they're like frozen. So silver is up to, I believe today it was 57. This morning it was like $55 an ounce. And all of a sudden the CME is like frozen because they're switching everything. They're switching systems. So that was a big thing. Um, let's see. Silver is also, I don't know if you guys heard, but silver is a big marker for the revaluation. So I don't know if you guys heard about that. Yes, tell you they're switching to the digital system. Everything is switching. That's why they're freezing everything. That's why things are going down because they are switching systems. Silver is a major marker. Everybody always said watch silver. And crypto. Let's see what else. What else? What else? In my opinion, Iraq is done. People could disagree with me, but based on everything and going back to Dr. Shabibi and everything he said and Kim Clement, everything is playing out like a movie. Everything is happening exactly like the prophecy. Um, Somebody just asked, do you mean XRP? XRP and XDC, but they're both used for cross border payments. It's just XRP is used for like bank to bank transaction, and XDC is going to be like bonds, stocks, and all that stuff for payments. Yes, it all when they went ISO 222 on November 22nd, that's what all began. So they have the back wall for Basel 3 is December 1st as well. So they have to be fully compliant and fully digital by, you know what I mean, by December 1st. XLM Lexi is correct. It's peer to peer. So XLM is basically like if you do Venmo or Cash App, that's what XLM is used for. Kisudo Oscada system. That's the system that Iraq is using for transparency for payments and stuff. And it's like to make sure they're not doing anything fraudulent. It's very transparent. And it's like they're getting all the new systems in Iraq. Everything is starting out in Iraq. Also, I don't know if you guys knew, but Lebanon was getting oil from Iraq and they stopped and they're getting it from Kuwait now. Dearborn, LS is a major Middle Eastern population, and a lot of things are happening there. So, but what I'm thinking is the two states that we're going to see an event in is California and New York. And I'm thinking in New York, it's going to be the Trump Towers and the Statue of Liberty. And in California, it's going to be the Golden Bridge in San Fran, in my opinion. Yes, Kisuda, Aki's Bank is in Dearborn. And isn't ICE in there now as well? Also, Mr. T has now, because the guy that did the shooting with the National Guard was from Afghanistan, and they are like removing um like passports and visas and stuff and green cards from people that are from there. But everything like Kim Clement, also there's a major earthquake coming. It's I believe it's gonna be in California. I posted it. I have to check. Um Major, then there was in Uganda, I think. What's the country that they had a major volcano eruption? So everything like he said, everything like that he said is happening. Like prophecy to the max. Also people that follow, I can't say on here who has said this, and this is going to happen, and it's happening exactly like that. The movement that a lot of people follow. And when you look at the deltas and you look at the dates, it says like everything that is happening right now. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Yes, Vince, that's what I'm hearing. ISIS is all over Dearborn. Ethiopia, Randy, thank you so much. Russia had a big eruption as well. Did you guys see how Russia is helping out Venezuela and Israel? They just said that they're going to launch a major attack on Iran, and Kim Clement prophesied that Israel would be last. That HC would be all over the news at the end, and there would be talk about life on Mars at the end. And is any of that all of that is happening, right? And actually, one of my close friends today had a compilation of all the prophecies for Kim Clement, and he sent it to Frank. And also, I'm gonna post the whole compilation of everything that he prophesied and how everything is going down. Kitty Cat Creek, HC is um she is it's a husband and wife. She used to be the Secretary of State. Earthquake in Indonesia. Well, didn't Bill Pony say that this is what was going to happen with silver? I think he did. It's just chaos. There's a lot of chaos. And what did he say? He said, during all the chaos, that's when I'm going to set my people free. It's going to release the dinar during all the chaos, and everything is happening just like he said. Like, if you guys look at all of his prophecies and what's happening right now, it's like a movie, like a movie. Everything is going to be bad, chaos, like just a whole bunch of stuff going on. Yes, correct. It's all scripted, in my opinion, and it's like a movie. And you got to remember, they do not want the bad guys getting any of this money. Okay, that's the whole thing. They do not want that. Yes, Chief Mac, it is. Cats don't play. I agree with you. And Bugala beat feet. Silver, I'm being told, is the marker because silver has been manipulated this whole time. And when I saw yesterday that CME is like frozen because they're switching amongst the chaos, I will set my people free. That was his words. There's a lot of disinformation right now. All the articles coming out, oh, we're not changing the exchange rate. We're not doing it's all disinformation. All of it. They want to throw you off. They want to avoid the speculation because we are speculating. We are trying to make money off of their currency. So they want you to sell it. They want you understand what I'm trying to say? That's why they're doing what they're doing. But Dr. Shabibi said this would happen at the end. If you guys watch his video, Cusato, any word on Vietnam. I just said they signed a huge contract with Binance. They're doing a whole bunch of different contracts, digital stuff with Vietnam. Vietnam is ISO 222 compliant, so is Iraq, um, Indonesia, and they're all going to be Basel 3. And Venezuela is actually also, but partially. So, also, they released 19 countries yesterday that, for travel restrictions and stuff like that. Venezuela has partial restrictions. Iraq, Indonesia, and Vietnam are not on that list. If you guys saw the list, did you guys see the 19 countries that they released yesterday? Silver is going to be huge. Silver is going to be huge, and so is gold. But there's a higher demand, in my opinion, for silver. Yes, Kim Clement is a real prophet. And it's just, yes, exactly, Dr. Sarah. Kuwait 2.0. Exactly. We're not doing this, we're not doing this, and then they're going to release it. Because why would you release exchange procedures if you're not changing the exchange rate? How are you able to pay the salaries? How did your something was increased, I think. I have to double check on that. But everything is getting increased. They're doing a whole bunch of stuff. You're not doing it at 1310. The Silk Road, everything, the trade with China that is going to start before the end of 2025. China is not going to do business with a country when they're not going to make money. Also, China is now working with the US. All of a sudden, everything is like lining up. They're all friends now. You know, China and America, Russia and America. All of a sudden, it's all like, it's all good, you know? And to me, that's, a little bit like, was this, it's all planned. It's all planned, like I said. Also, oh, the Mr. T's tariffs and the revenue he's making off the tariffs. He said yesterday that he's going to be able to possibly eliminate income taxes from the for the middle class, and that he has a whole bunch of money coming in from countries that took advantage of us and everything. What does that tell you? He has money coming in because of the reserves from the foreign currency, in my opinion. Jason Lee, yes, Venezuela is about to be right in, like I said, and so he actually had a call with Maduro. Did you guys see that? He had a call with Maduro, and he was actually trying to meet with him, but Maduro is a bad guy, and it's the final thing that they have to eliminate him and free Venezuela. They have a new regime already set up in Venezuela, and in my opinion, so everything is playing out exactly like it's supposed to play out on, like, as far as timing and stuff. So, and tonight is when they're supposed to get Maduro. Did you guys hear that? And isn't Mr. T going to have some kind of lawsuit with BBC or something? Did you guys hear about that? William, the end is coming. It's coming. It's a slow process. It's not an overnight get rich situation. It's all about timing. And they're waiting exactly for the right time. Like I said, they have to make sure everything is like, no bad people, and it's just all timing. And notice how in this year everything is happening like it was prophesied in this year. And Mr. T said, we're going to have a very, very good Christmas. And I believe this is the Christmas he's talking about, in my opinion. And crypto, so like JD Vance was talking about crypto, Mr. T's talking about crypto all the time because they know what it's going to do. The crypto and the foreign reserves from the foreign currency is what's going to pay off debt, everything. Like, USA is in a lot of trouble. Like, they're like almost going bankrupt. You know what I mean? Even though he's making money off the tariffs, and I still don't think that's enough to clear everything up. So that's what they're counting on, is the foreign currency and the crypto. If you guys agree, you could press one. LS, yes, it's going to be rumors of war, but it's all optics. It's all optics. Oh, and China is getting ready to attack Taiwan. And what did we say a while back? That China attacking Taiwan is going to be optics, but it's what is the sign for Vietnam to change, in my opinion. And exactly what's happening, they're getting ready to attack them, but they're not really going to attack them. There's going to be talks of war. There's going to be talks of all kinds of stuff. But a major event is going to bring you to your knees. Also, the BIS releasing codes to Forex. How big do you think that is? The Bank of International Settlements, the bank of all banks, is releasing codes to Forex. I believe strongly that the Venezuelan bolivar is going to change values. And I'm still thinking Iran as well, in my opinion. Lori, I think we might have a great Christmas. Hi, Rob. Bonnie, hi. BIS is huge. It's the bank of all banks. It controls all the central banks, is the Bank of International Settlements. The IMF has said that Iraq needs to, fix their, their crisis, like their financial crisis, their liquidity. I mean, so much is going on. So you're talking about these three-letter agencies that are basically pushing them, you know, and the whole ISO 222, Basel 3, they're all switching to digital. So it's going to all work together. And the 30 notes are going to coexist with the lower denoms, okay? And your 30 notes are going to hold their value, but you're going to have 90 days to exchange once it hits Forex, okay? Once the float starts. I believe on the West Coast, I believe the event is going to happen in San Fran. Grace, in my opinion, they're all going to go together to avoid speculation and double dipping. Kelly, did you see what I posted? I posted about it, about CME, because they're down. They're not letting any kind of purchases of silver or gold, and because they're switching system. P, who's CW? He said, CW said for us waiting for the RV to start to get ready and plan. I want you guys to stay grounded though. Stay grounded. Be very discerning. Make your plans. Don't rush into anything. Okay. Make sure that you know how to diversify, what you're diversifying with. Just be smart. You want to create generational wealth. You don't want all your money to just be gone. You know what I mean? You got to be smart and discerning and stay grounded. I'm just saying they said they're gonna implement a new currency mechanism on December 1st. What do you guys think the new currency mechanism is? XRP is gonna be huge. In my opinion, it's going to surpass Bitcoin. Digital, yes. The new system. Because they're changing. Everybody's going digital. That's where the ISO 222 and the Basel 3, it's all digital. Right. Rate change, in my opinion. But they have to show that. You always prepare prior to completion. Do you agree with me? And that's why it's mandatory for the banks and for all of, you know what I mean, to go digital, to be ISO 222, to be Basel 3, for transparency, for that's what they have to do. That's why They're forced to do it. That's why there's a deadline. Hi, Carla Kennedy. Brian, what makes me think that XRP will pass Bitcoin? Because XRP is faster, cheaper, and XRP is going to be used by major financial institutions for cross border payments. So it's not going to be just people buying it, it's financial institutions. So imagine how much money financial institutions are going to put in. Bitcoin is not used by financial institutions. Bitcoin takes longer, XRP is quicker, and Bitcoin is more expensive. And how come financial institutions chose XRP and not Bitcoin? Also, there's Hedera, Zbeck, all those as well. They're all ISO compliant and like currency, cryptos. So they actually do something. And they don't have a lot of XRP. So there's a higher demand for XRP. That is correct. That is correct, William. The deadline was on November 22nd, but they have been using it. So they have been ISO 222, yeah. And Rob, thank you. XRP is a quantum security layer. XRPs, first of all, it's ISO compliant and it's considered a currency and it does something, you know, where Bitcoin does not. And also, you know, Pete, I believe that we're gonna have, in my opinion, a drop, and then it's gonna just boom, XRP. My question is, Scott, about the 38 trillion. How is he able to inject $38 trillion into America? Where is he getting that from? Where is he getting that from? He's getting it, in my opinion, from the reserves, from the foreign currency. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's what he's not you think he's getting 38 trillion from tariffs, and how is he ready to give everybody $2,000? Like, America's in bad shape right now, in my opinion. So you just got all this money? I don't think so. They don't have a lot of XRP. There's a higher demand, and XRP does something, whereas Bitcoin does not. You said, actually, I haven't. I gotta get in touch with him. I kind of miss him. The person asked, have you talked to Nader lately? I gotta get in touch with him. I hope he's doing good. I'm sure he is. And also, Japan has had their stock exchange and everything, like, they're having a lot of problems. And so, like I always said, it starts going to start east to west. So Hong Kong, Australia, things are going to start happening, and things are already happening, in my opinion. Did you guys hear what's going on with Japan? Okay, Grace, for foreign trade, what do they need for foreign trade? Do you think they're going to use 1310 for foreign trade? And they're supposed to be complying with international standards. A nominal sanction rate of 1310 does not fit international standards. Otherwise, they would have been using it. They would have been on Forex with it. They would have been doing everything with it. And why did they not make a huge deal when they changed it to 1310? Like, when you understand what I'm saying, like, there's supposed to be an announcement, like on CBI, all this stuff. They didn't do that for 1310. They're going to do that for a real effective exchange rate. 1310 doesn't work with international standard, doesn't work with anything. Plus, why is so? Oh, Mark Savaya, the envoy for Mr. T, he said, I read yesterday that he got orders, and this is directly from his post, from the commander in chief of Iraq, Mr. T. So you're the commander in chief? Wow, that's pretty big, don't you think? Hi, Jackie. Utility, yes, goddess, thank you. Wow, 14 years. And they're not going to ruin something that has been building up for 20 years. Donald, I believe so. Bitcoin is going to tank because XRP, that's what I'm saying. XRP is the utility. It's ISO 222 compliant, and it does things like that's why banks are using it for cross-border payments. Central banks, everything. The amount of XRP that they're going to buy is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Yes, so Japan is in the tiff with China, and China is about to attack Taiwan. And China said because Japan is like using crypto and digital and stuff, they're gonna regret that. So they're like basically threatening Japan. Guys, I'm not gonna do the rates. Sorry. Miriam, in my opinion, it says she said, Maria, do you think the first basket will happen in December 25? In my opinion, that's what I believe. Yes. Another round, Asian stock market will crash first. Yes, in my opinion. And that's what's starting to happen right now. And everything starts east to west. Okay. And remember, global Forex is global. So once it hits, it's everywhere. Even though, like, say the New York, like New York is still closed, you're going to be able to see it regardless because it's global. So like Wise and stuff like that will change as soon as the rate change happens. You know what I'm saying? William, I'll ask Chief Mac if he got your Chief. Are you on in the chat? Randy, exactly. If you take the 35 billion in IQD the US has, it could be worth 138 trillion, which would equal the IQD to $3, okay? And in my opinion, what what was the rate that they put in the article? Remember they put out an article and they said rates in there? So when you put two and two together, your math is kind of adding up, guys. So thank you, Randy. And something's going on with planes as well. Did you guys see that? And my opinion, what happened with the National Guard is leading up to us having martial law, in my opinion, because I think that martial law will be declared, and it will have to do with everything that's going on in Dearborn, everywhere. And if you guys heard of cells that will be activated, the EBS, everything. Yes, Scott. I gotta get in touch with him. I miss him. Kelly, in my opinion, current new currency mechanism has to do with digital and has to do with um the release of what we're waiting for. Hi Kim, how are you? And then I'm hearing like everything that was what they found at the Vatican has to do with gold and all that stuff. All of that, everything is all together, from what I'm, in my opinion. And then the whole thing he's saying that he's going to eliminate income tax. We've been hearing that for a long time. And actually, to see that, to hear him say that is huge. I don't know if you guys agree, but I think it's huge. It's a movie. It is a movie being played out exactly how it's supposed to be played. Timing is everything. And just, it's crazy. Like, everything is, when I'm listening to his prophecies, it's on XRP, on this, like it's crazy how it's playing out. And I think silver is a major marker, and I think silver is going to be very, very worthwhile for you guys. And another thing too, like they're saying it's Malachi's news media. Let me ask you a question. Why would, if somebody's not going to remain prime minister and he didn't do anything good and blah blah blah, all this stuff, Sudani, right? Why would an American magazine, Newsweek, feature him on a cover, do a whole article on him, and say this is the man that's making Iraq great again? Why would they do that? For no reason. All the countries that sanctions and all this stuff, Iraq is not included in any of that. Why? Because Iraq and the United States, they're all working together. They know exactly what's going on. Okay. Mark Savaya said that the U.S. is a partnership with Iraq. They're going to help them, continue helping them with their sovereignty and everything like that. Do you understand? They're working with them because they know what Iraq is going to do for them, in my opinion. Also, on top of the embassies, they're building another what you call it, in Iraq. And the not Secretary of State, um what's his name, is coming, the whole delegation is coming to Iraq to basically, like, I guess, open it up. They're doing a lot of things in Iraq, you know, considering that it's a third world country with a garbage rate. What do you guys think? 1987, I think Maduro is the last of the cabal. And from what I'm hearing, he's supposed to be taken care of tonight. And yes, you're correct, 1987. Remember when Mr. T came out with all the generals? What did he say? Central casting. You guys don't think that was a calm, in my opinion? Kevin, yes, Bitcoin is fiat and they're getting rid of the fiat. And it's all going to be, asset backed USNs, which are going to have more value because Mr. T's never going to allow the dollar to be, destroyed. And why is the Treasury paying off 750 million of their own debt out of the blue for what? Like why? No, I have not. Q Soto. I heard that Wise has limits and stuff, but if you call them, like you can get bigger limits. But I have to do more research on Wise. Um, if they drop the zeros at Eddie, even if it becomes 1 to 1, okay, it could float. And once it floats, you can exchange. You know what I mean? And when it, first of all, the supply and demand will drive it. But you know, you never know how high it will float. But in my opinion, I believe it's going to come out um, with a rear and float from there, in my opinion. But also, if you take the 3 times the SDR, that puts you over, like way over $3. And what are the numbers that they put in the article? But with dropping the zeros, I mean, if it floats, you're still, it's on Forex, it's tradable. They also have no restrictions on their currencies. Um, they are Article 8, in my opinion. And all they have to do is just we're waiting on the CBI. Lisa, did President Trump visit Iraq? I didn't hear anything about that. Okay, guys, I'm gonna do a Q&A now. So I'm gonna do like 10 questions. So go ahead. Dave, who's deleting comments? Well, in the article, didn't they say 322 to 425, in my opinion, Randy, that the CBI put out? Hi, Selena. Michelle, yes, that's what he said. He said he will eliminate income tax from the tariff revenue. MGT, I don't agree with that. I think it'll be before that. And it's very rare I don't agree with Frank, but they literally said it that they're implementing on December 1st. Yes, Chief Mac, that is exactly correct. The United States Corporation has ended. I'm waiting to see what they're doing with the Clarity Act. I heard that it passed, but I haven't seen anything like solid. So I'm waiting to see. But once the Clarity Act passes and um the what you call it, the ISO cryptos get regulate it, you're going to see it's going to be huge. Yes, Jackie, I agree. Silver is a major marker. I mean, oh, and guys, all of a sudden there's a peace agreement with Russia and Ukraine. You see how everything is coming together, and then Zelensky's major right hand man resigns all of a sudden. Well, why? And from what I'm hearing, they're calling for Zelensky um, to be arrested. Everything. See, peace, 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 peace. Everything is happening, you know? All of a sudden, Ukraine is all in agreement and Russia agreed in everything. Really? Okay. Oh, Scott, you're never watching other. Me neither. Jenny Mack, when I was talking about the movement, that's what I was talking about. What movement? And all the deltas, like based on dates, is just everything that was said in those deltas from before is happening now. Vietnam is on fintech, Vietnam is digital. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm gonna post articles on Vietnam. Everything was waiting for Mr. T. He came in and he's keeping all of his promises. Do you guys notice? Everything, word for word, is happening. We're gonna have a major event. I'm telling you, it's gonna be worse than 9/11. It's all timing. It's all part of the plan. It's a movie. Everything is, it was planned, it was set up, and it was done by the military. It's a military operation, guys. Okay? A very thought out, planned military operation. 1987, yeah, copper is going to go up as well. Yeah. When I saw that article, Burn, that they posted that he said about income taxes, I was like, oh my God, like that's been talked about forever. And then to see him actually say that, I was like, what? G Mark, she's you know that her and her husband are gonna be testifying in Congress, right? And during the martial law, in my opinion, is when all the people that we talked about, there's going to be arrests made, in my opinion. I can't really talk about that on YouTube though. Jenny Mack, I agree with you, but it had to be done this way. It had to be done with this way. And the people that stuck it out and the people that, know what they hold and know what's going on are still here and still standing strong. And Iraq is biblical. Everything that's happening there is biblical. And remember, he said everybody is going to be on a level playing field. Okay. So basically, like, let's say the Middle East, right? They can't have, all the currencies like at $1 and above in Iraq and Iran and all them being, with program rates. That's not level playing field. And Mr. T is not benefiting from them being that way, if you understand what I'm saying. And there was an announcement about Iraq going digital made on Thanksgiving. Did you guys see that? Exactly, Eddie. I said that about the BIS giving codes to Forex. They're giving codes to countries that are not on Forex and that are revaluing, reinstating. Do you understand? That's why the BIS thing is so huge. I agree, Eddie. Q Soto that I was talking about, Mark Savaya. And he said that he got orders from the commander in chief of Iraq. So they're calling Mr. T the commander in chief of Iraq. Why? Why do you think? The Bolivar Digitalis Sabriano, Margaret. Julie, will silver be worth more than gold? Um, it's going to be high, but I don't think it's going to be as high as gold. Lady Ultra Mega, Maria, well, we know exactly which banks to go to. 90 days won't be enough if we don't know where to go. Well, it's tier one banks. So tier one banks is JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, PNC is actually wealth management now. Um, I'm hearing Truist, some citizen banks, some credit unions. Gino, yes, I will. Everything is still coming. I just haven't been really sick. I had an abscess on my tooth. I just had drained. It was horrible. And then I had a fall. Like my lip is still like busted up from that. Marge, yes, I will. It says she said, "Well, you still go live once we ever." Yes. Hi, Espresso. Hi, Carol. I'm doing much better. Thank you so much. You're never late, Selena. Love you, my sister. Can you put in chat of your opinion? Do you in your opinion um do you think that Vietnam has changed their rate or about to, in your opinion? Southern Lake Designs, in my opinion, I believe he did, yes. Mr. T, she's saying gave the green light. I believe he did, yes. Sabriano and Digitalis is the same thing, Jay. Patrick, will you be on tomorrow night? Possibly. Not sure yet. Morningstar, does the Forex have to go in December? The Forex can go at any time. And it's all, floating on the back screens and stuff, in my opinion. Thank you, Kathy North. And remember, all boats rise with the tide, guys. Yes, MagB TV, yes. In my opinion, without giving financial advice, IQD Joshua, VND, IDR, are the three like main ones. I believe, in my opinion, the Iraq dinar is the most valuable. I think the Vietnamese dong, you're gonna get most return on your money. Indonesia is a good one. Venezuela, I think people will make a good return on that as well. The Russian ruble, Chinese yen, in my opinion. No, not 1987. I have not. Yeah. H. Tisha, do you think Mr. T will release tariff dividend checks before Christmas? I don't. I think that they're going to be released after the new year. 1,000 Cusoto and then drop the three zeros, which will make it 1 to 1. Well, another round. Silver is there's a higher demand for silver. A lot more things require silver, and they're low on silver. 42 brown sugar, it has to be on Forex for you to exchange. And if you guys notice, there's a question about Nassar Jassar. A lot of people are, seeing their credit reports, seeing like debt like going away, mortgages, car payments, student loans, credit card payments. Um, everything is going away. It's not just going away for no reason. Fiorola, yes. Did the CBI say that the lower denoms will exist with it? Yes. They're going to coexist. And then once they take out the three zeros out of circulation, it's going to be the digital with the lower denoms and the fills. Okay, so now they're waiting for the Senate for the clarity. Okay, thanks, Lexi. And Michelle, look at this. All of a sudden, there's peace with Russia and Ukraine. How? There's not a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. Donald, because from what I heard, Mr. T make an announcement that they're making their move on Maduro tonight. And he was the last piece of the cabal, in my opinion. And there's a new regime already ready in Venezuela as well. Artie Lemons, okay, so their announcement is they're going digital, right? So Basel 3 and ISO 222, right? So, but it says currency mechanism, okay? Currency mechanism. So they're doing something with their currency, in my opinion, which is the lower denoms and the rate. That's my opinion. And that's why they had to do all that stuff. They have no restrictions. They have to, um, you know, based on what's going on and stuff like that, what they needed to do, they did. Okay. And this is what's going to lead them into full membership of the WTO and everything like that. They're coming back on the international stage. They have to have international standards. They're not meeting international standards with a program rate, in my opinion. Elmeda, that's up to you. You have to know when to hold them, when to fold them. She said, "How do I have to exchange all my dinars all at once?" Yes, Thompson, I'm getting better slowly. Okay, Neil. I mean, that's your opinion. Everybody has an opinion. We'll see. Joshua, only my mods type in caps, please. And also another thing that, when Mandawawi, the dude from New York, came to meet with Mr. T, right? Did you see how cool and stuff they were? I think he is actually a good guy, in my opinion, and I think he's working with Mr. T. And I think all of that was planned, in my opinion. Mama Mia, I think, in my opinion, it's going to be prior. It's all gonna go like it's gonna be the event, and during the event, that's when everything will happen. Deborah, the event is going to be something worse than 9/11, and I said I believe it's going to happen with the Statue of Liberty and Mr. T's Tower in New York, and in San Fran, the Golden Bridge. And I also believe Epstein files will be part of it, and the cells will be activated, in my opinion. Plus, all the earthquakes, volcano eruptions, all of that was prophesized. Christina, it would be a wealth manager or a private banker at Chase that will do your exchange. Terry, do we have to have a trust before the RV? It would be good for you too, because it would, they would connect it to your accounts and stuff, and it would protect you and stuff. But, it's up to you. But I mean, for me, I will have one prior. Oh, really? Patriot, Mr. T just posted, buckle up, Buttercup. What does that tell you? Things are about to get real, my folks. And during the midst of chaos, that's when they're going to set their people free. That's when all the stuff is going to happen. We're coming into a whole new world, guys. Yes, Lexi. They both testify on the 17th and 18th. Fiorella, yes, the lower denoms will coexist with the 30 notes until they take the three zeros out of circulation, in my opinion. No, Jackie, I have not. I heard that it's going to be monthly. The $2,000 checks. Tommy, yeah, they have to be compliant, otherwise they're done. You're correct. No, Julie, I don't. She's saying, don't you feel an event as bad as 9/11 would just delay things? You have to know that this is happening. It's all optics, and it's to get your attention off the RV. You understand? Like, they don't want you to focus on the RV. They want you to focus on something else. You understand? It's been planned. It's a military, well thought out military operation. Okay. No, Lady Ultramag, you cannot exchange now because it's not on the public side of Forex. So it's not tradable yet. What happened over my head, Kelly? Can you tell us, please? Oh, Don, as far as Mr. Obama Nation is concerned, do you know that him and his wife moved all their assets to the UK? Did you guys hear that? I wonder why. March, I believe so as well, that Vietnam has privately changed their exchange rate because, first of all, the dollar is below, like it's the VND is higher than the US dollar on the black market, and they're doing all kinds of things that they won't be able to do with a 26-1 rate, in my opinion. Я вас всех люблю. Gino asked me to say in Russian that I love you all. See, Selena just said, in her opinion, Vietnam, everything is done. Just waiting, whoever very late in this RV. So they're all waiting to go together. They're all waiting on Iraq because they're the linchpin to this whole thing, in my opinion, okay? Another round dong is you're gonna make the most profit off the dong, in my opinion. I think Chief would be great to come on Frank's show. I think he would do really well. Joshua, please no caps, only my mods. But thank you so much. Much love to you as well. Jenny Mac London, that's the CME. That's what I was telling you about. But they have to, in order to be part of the WTO, they've met all of their requirements. Like they have no restrictions. They have to have a tradable, convertible currency. So I don't believe they're gonna announce WTO membership, but oh, and also, yeah, Vietnam and Indonesia are also going to be dropping the three zeros. Have you guys read that? But everything is still going to coexist. You're still going to have value for the notes that you have. Okay. It's not going to be a lot. Lady, Ultra Mega, I'm getting better. Personal banker is a wealth manager. So it's either Yellow Star, it's either a private banker or a wealth manager. Yes, Deborah, it will be. Oh, the Epstein files will be released December 19th. Kelly, thank you for that. Yeah, they did one, Nick. Isn't that coincidental? Maria, I don't agree that January 1st, in my opinion. Grace, it's all together. Like everything is gonna go. Like the currencies, gold and silver and copper, cryptos, everything. It's all part of the reset, in my opinion. No. Terry. No bank stories. The email is dinarinfo2024@gmail.com. If my mods can put that in chat, please. Kelly, it's a distraction. So a big event is going to have, during that event is when everything will go. Baby crab cakes, that's what I said. I said next year, January, for the checks. As far as the med beds are concerned, I heard they are out. That's just my opinion, but that's going to be huge. Oh, really, Q Soto? Everything, Joy, is correct. Everything, like the whole China trade, everything that's happening before the end of the fourth quarter, before the end of 2025, in my opinion. Cusoto, yes. And so is Indonesia, dropping to three zeros. Deborah, I agree with you. I think Frank was very happy with Chiefs donations. Guys, and please like, subscribe, and share if you like the information. Please share. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go. So possibly be on tomorrow, and let's see what happens tonight with Maduro. Thank you all for being on. Please like, subscribe, and share. And I see you soon. I'm gonna post articles in the YouTube members only, and also in my chat. And okay. So I'll see you guys soon. And happy belated Thanksgiving. And let's see what happens. All right. Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you for all the support. Have a good night. Thank you to my mods.